Hello, beautiful. Welcome to today's conversation where we're going to talk about, me. I realized I never talked about why I decided to begin this podcast and tell you a little bit more about me. So let's talk about it. I'm your host, Shannon Martin, and welcome to today's episode of this thing called wellness. Today, I wanted to reintroduce myself. I am Shannon Martin, and as you know, each Wednesday I have been having conversations about my 10-year journey with mental wellness. I wanted to share my story with you in hopes that it would shed light to help encourage you to take steps to put yourself first. I am a certified health and wellness coach and the owner of Hello Wellness Box, a subscription box launching this fall for women who are embracing a new lifestyle focusing on health, happiness, and personal growth. I am the mother of 3 and wife to my best friend of 30 years and counting. The episodes are short conversations on how I have and am continuing to manage my anxiety and depression. Long story short, in 2013, I had a mental breakdown. I went to the emergency room thinking I was having a heart attack at the age of 42. I thought that whatever was going on with me was a phase and I could easily fix it. Little did I know it would take me 10 years and counting to manage it. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but we rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Maya Angelou. After being diagnosed, I went through years of debilitating depression and panic disorder. During this time, my faith, sanity, motherhood, and being were all challenged. I was back and forth with the doctors about medications, as you know, and whether or not I should seek counseling. It was a low point in my life when I truly didn't know what to do. You see, when you struggle with your mind, body, and spirit, you don't realize how your perception of yourself and those who love you takes a toll on you. This period truly broke me down into itty-bitty pieces that I'm slowly putting back together over and over again. When I thought I had a handle on it, I was back at square one. I was frustrated and just plain exhausted. I didn't know how to pick myself up out of this mental haze and narcoleptic fatigue. I didn't enjoy doing my hair anymore, so I cut it off. I didn't enjoy cooking dinner anymore, so I cooked side dishes and my husband would make the rest. I didn't eat with my family. I just tucked myself away in our room on my side of the bed. The nightstand on my side of the room literally became my haven or safe space. I used the nightstand for my snack table, medicine cabinet, and whatever else I needed it for, as long as I didn't have to leave my room. I used my side of the room for that space. The only thing I wore were pajamas and what we like to call house clothes. I didn't buy any new clothes or anything else for myself in those years. The only time I looked decent was when I went to the doctor's appointments or to school events, and then I wasn't truly present. I slowly became a shell of myself. I was no longer this vibrant woman who was handling her business. I was just existing. When you stand and share your story in an empowering way, your story will heal you, and your story will heal someone else, and y'all events it. Although I have decided to share my story, I'm still a work in progress. But aren't we all? I have always wanted to let others know that mental illness is not about being lazy or extremely sad. Those are symptoms of it. But they aren't who that person is. There's this huge misconception surrounding mental health to the point that it's hard to discuss it with your family or friends. When you say you have depression or panic attacks, people want to offer you those quick self-care solutions we see and hear so often. Now, do they work? Yeah, they do. But they are the fluffy stuff. Pampering yourself and all the cute things are great now. I love a good pamper day. But self-care is truly deeper than that. It's the inner work, the soul care that's hardly talked about. That's the inner work that's truly brings you out of your funk and brings you back into the present. The pretty stuff helps, but the inner work is what is needed. When you try to explain this to your friends or your loved ones, that some days the illness wins and that you just need to rest, they don't get it. When I said this to my friends or my family, my faith was challenged. They would say I wasn't praying hard enough or often enough and that I wasn't doing it. And I felt so alone. This is why I decided to share my story and create this podcast. I didn't want anyone to feel alone in this thing called wellness, you know? You know why? Each day we wake up struggling, coping, and managing with our mental health issues. We're constantly reading, walking, praying, journaling, and trying to eat better and do better than we did yesterday to make our lives happier. Some days we have a great day and some days we get to try again, right? I'm sharing my wellness journey with you in hopes that you will be inspired to take the time out of your busy life to pause and realize that you are important and need to begin to put your mental well-being at the forefront of your life. I was a working military spouse who chose to become a stay-at-home mom to my now 3 grown babies. I was the definition of superwoman with the cape, boots, and all. I enjoyed taking care of my babies, including my husband, and being there for them in all their endeavors. But I forgot about me, y'all. I pushed myself to the back of the room and forgot she was there until my body broke down. My body made me choose me. I asked God if when I was well enough to speak about my illnesses and begin my path to healing, if it's His will, would He please allow me to talk to others to help them not feel alone and not feel as though everything they were doing was wrong. Now, it would be 10 years later that I would have the courage to have a conversation about it. But here I am, and I'm hoping you will come along this journey with me. Mindful moment. When we go through tough seasons in our lives, we never understand why. We just know it's a rough time, and we're just not sure how much more we can take. There's a story in that season, a story that's being written that may be made just for you, to share, to inspire someone else to keep moving on. We never see it when we're in that storm until the storm ceases and the clouds clear. We all have a story. We just have to be brave enough to share it. I hope you have enjoyed this week's conversation. I am your host, Shannon Martin. Join us next Wednesday where we talk about building healthy boundaries. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share with someone you think would like to join the conversation. Disclaimer: I am not a licensed mental health professional. The information provided here is for general informational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you need help, please consult a qualified mental health professional.